an individual series, you had discrete series, you had continuous series. So one example I am going to pick here, that we had a series, discrete series, and we had these numbers and frequency. I'm just going to use random figures here. Right. So just to make it look better, I'm going to use centrally aligned format. So now let me increase the size. So I think now it should be comfortable to look at the screen. Right? So first of all, I'm going to use the very basic function, calculating total in Excel. So rather than doing it through calculator or anything else, we would be using formula to make calculations. So anything that you want to use as a formula in Excel, the very beginning point is there are two symbols through which Excel will work. One is equal to symbol and other is plus symbol. So one is equal to, right? I can use equal to symbol or I can use plus symbol. These are two basic symbols through which any formula can start, but preferably we will go by equal to sign, because equal to sign will cover more items, plus can only cover some part. So the very first point is we are going to calculate the sum. Right. So when you start writing, you will find a display of many formulas which are matching to what you want to do. So the very first is sum. You just need to double click it and then select all the numbers for which you are going to calculate sum. So just select, and I hope it is now showing you that the sum is for B2 to B6 cells. If you look at any Excel screen, on horizontal side, या कह सकते हो on column heads, there are alphabetical listings A, B, C, D, E, F, and on vertical side we have numbers 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, like this. So the cell reference is B2. That means from B and vertical side 2, you will find number 23. So B2 cell refers to 23 and B6 cell refers to 19 in our data set. So 23 to 19, you will find a sign, column sign B2 to B6. That means column sign indicates range. So we are going to cover all cells falling between B2 to B6, and when you click enter, you generally get the sum. So this was basic first thing, that how to calculate sum. Now we calculated sum on vertical line. We calculated sum of F, and the same you can also do on horizontal side if need be. Like you want to calculate sum of 10 and 23, then we can also do on horizontal lines. 33 would be the sum of these two numbers, and not only two numbers, you can calculate sum of any numbers. So this was first part, calculating sum, जिससे जनरली हम एक्सेल स्टार्ट करते हैं कि सम पता होना चाहिए, right? Now subtraction. Subtraction can be done using the symbol. Like, just for example, I want to calculate the difference between 50 and 19. So I will simply say equals 50 minus 19. You just need to click on the cell and it will give you numbers. So this is another way of calculating difference, right? So whether it is sum, whether it is difference, you can use both sides. You can use sum also, and otherwise also you can use the symbol of plus. So if we want to calculate the sum of 40 and 34, I can also do this 40 plus 34, right? So basic purpose of using this was to apprise you that you have multiple options in Excel. Any option you can use. हाँ, कई बार सपोज आपके पास बहुत लंबी लाइन है तो आप बार बार प्लस 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 दबाने की बजाय एंड में एक बार सम लिखना पसंद करोगे कि एक ही बार में सम लिखा और सारी रेंज को कवर कर लिया. But then these options are available to you. So I have begun with sum, and then we have covered subtraction. Now, suppose we want to simply calculate mean value. So आपको पता होगा कि mean value के लिए आपको fx चाहिए, right? So fx was basically multiplication, and the symbol of multiplication in Excel is asterisk. So this symbol this we use for asterisk. मैं इसको थोड़ा बड़ा कर देता हूँ ताकि आप इसको देख सको. So this is the symbol that generally we use for multiplication, right? Now for fx, I will start with equal sign, 10, then multiplication, and then second value, right? So it gives me answer which is 230, and now the next part is dragging. Dragging means rather than using formula every time for all these 5 combinations, 10 and 23 की multiplication एक combination है, 20 41 दूसरा combination है, 30 and 12 तीसरा combination है. So rather than going for asterisk sign every time, you need to learn the art of dragging. Dragging means it will drag the formula to the end to which you want. So generally the cursor is flat plus sign, white color with black border. This is the symbol of cursor in Excel. But if you look very carefully at the cell, you will find a very small square lying at the bottom right corner. Okay. So for this bottom right corner, if you bring cursor to this place, now interestingly you will find cursor changing from white to black color. So this is the symbol of dragging. This is the way of dragging. So you just need to left click and then drag it downwards. So this is how dragging can help you. Right? So it has automatically multiplied all the combinations which were required for us. I'm going to calculate mean, but in the calculation I'm going to show you all things which are possible. So now we are going to calculate sum, but this time I am going to show you one more way of doing sum. So I just need to select all these values for which sum is to be calculated plus one empty cell, right? So one empty cell has to be selected, and then on towards top right corner you will find auto sum option. If you just click auto sum, then also you will get the sum. Right? So up to this stage we have learned about sum, we have learned about subtraction, we have learned about multiplication, and then another basic function is division, right? So if I simply ask you how will you calculate mean value now, what would be your answer? From these figures, how to calculate mean value?
$3,720 divided by 129.
Right. So let's learn about division now. Now for division, again equal to sign, and then the symbol of division is backslash, right? So this is the symbol we generally use to denote division. Now for dividing, I will be selecting 3720 first, C7, then divide sign, and then sum of F. Okay. So typically 29 is the मीन वैल्यू, और अगर आप इसे थोड़ा और एक्सपेंड कर दोगे तो 28.84 है. जितना आप इसे एक्सपेंड करते जाओगे उतने आपको डेसिमल वैल्यूज तक लेके जाएगा. राइट. सो ये आपको देखना है कि आपको कितने डेसिमल तक आंसर चाहिए. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, share with me if you want to ask anything up to this stage.
Any questions at this stage from anyone? No. Anybody? I think. Okay, no, it's clear in this so far. Okay, fine. Dr. Kapil, please talk.
Right. So now from these basic 4 functions, I will like to take you to another function which is a combination of these 2 functions. But in this numerical, we had x, we had f value, and then we calculated fx value, then we calculated sum. So that means we got the product. Multiplication को product भी कहते हो. We got the product in form of fx, and then we calculated sum 3720. But suppose we didn't want to do all this exercise, we just wanted a shortcut. Okay. So अब मैं आपको shortcut पे लेके जा रहा हूँ. So this was our basic numerical, right? Now the shortcut is, we know that for calculating mean value, we basically need to have the sum of fx. So now we would be using formula which is termed as sum product. So if you click sum and then p, you will find sum product, right? So sum product, now I want to indicate it that I have this one row. So this first column, use comma. अगर आप इसे नीचे देखोगे तो सम प्रोडक्ट में array 1, इसके बाद कॉमा है, फिर array 2 ऐसे लिखा आएगा. So you just need to click comma and then second column, right? So it gives you 3720 without actually going for covering fx and covering all other elements. So this is how you can get sum directly, right? This is called auto sum. So this is sum product. Is it clear? Sum product function.
Sir, can you repeat it?
Right. So for sum product means sum of 2 rows or sum of 2 columns, right? So it will multiply and then calculate sum. Now what I will do is, I will simply type sum product.
So please increase the size of the text.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So once you start SUM and then just add 1p, it takes you shortcut to sum product. So I simply click sum product, double click आप करोगे तो ये accept कर लेगा formula को. Then you need to specify 2 columns or 2 rows. In our case, it was 2 columns case. So 10 to 50, comma, F part. So it gives you 3720, right? So बच्चे जब आप hand on करोगे तो आपको बड़ी easily ये clearly नजर आ जाएगा. So sum product का function clear है आपको?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, this can be used only for two, only for two, or we can use as many commas as we want?
As many commas as you want.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So suppose you have another series called Z. So sum product, just to show you that it can cover more, I selected first column, comma, I selected second column, comma, I selected third column, right? So it would be 17,320. You can multiply as much as you want. The condition of sum product is equality of size. Equality of size means if column 1 has 5 elements, it would be appropriate to have 5 elements in column 2 and column 3 also. So equality of size should be there, otherwise as many numbers. आप इसको इस वे में भी कर सकते हो, आप इसको रो वाइज भी कर सकते हो, right? So रो वाइज का मतलब है कि one row is 10, 23, 5, other row is 20, 41, 3, third row is 30, 12, 9. So what will happen, it would be calculating as 10 plus into 20 into 30, then 23 into 41 into 12, then 5 into 3 into 9, right? So you can follow any order. It can be some product of columns, it can be some product of rows, and it can be some product of an entire matrix also. So when I use this term matrix, this is what I want to say. Suppose I have these two matrices, right? Now I can also do this, that sum product of one full matrix, just select the entire matrix, comma, with this matrix. So even this is possible. You can also calculate sum product of this matrix also. So इसने किया क्या है, 10 into 40 plus 23 into 34 plus 5 into 7 plus 20 into 50. This way 9 multiplications, 9 pairs हो गए इनके पास multiply करने के लिए, then their sum. This sum product has done the part. So any doubt about sum product?
No, sir.
No. So I will take you back to the original problem.
Sir, I have a question, please.
Yes.
Sir, जो matrix multiplication है,
Yes.
Will it multiply the matrices like the mathematical matrix multiplication, or will it multiply the row 1 with row 1 elements and
see for matrix जैसे आप कहते हो ना कि एक C matrix है, एक D matrix है. We have two matrices in this case. So it would be C11 with D11, C12, D12, C13, D13. So corresponding elements would be multiplied and their sum would be calculated.
All right. Got it, sir. Thank you. And sir, one more.
Yes.
Sir, in mathematics, for two matrices to be multiplied, the columns of the first matrix must be equal to the row number of the second matrix. Is that possible here also, or here the rows and all the?
It is possible here also. It is quite possible that you take row
1 cross 3 can be multiplied with 3 cross 1.
Generally, we say that for matrix multiplication, it is column of first matrix should be equal to rows of second matrix, like this, right? So yes, it is possible that you pick row of one matrix and column of other matrix and you calculate sum product. Even that is possible. It's basically selection in Excel. तो ऐसा भी नहीं है कि रो को रो से ही मल्टीप्लाई कर सकते हो, आप रो को कॉलम से भी मल्टीप्लाई कर सकते हो सेम फॉर्मूला से. It's just about selecting one row and other column.
ठीक है sir. Thank you very much.
So sum product clear हो गया जी?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्टी लेवल अब रेज करते हैं. Now this time I would be going to calculate mean value directly without making any calculation. Right? So I have this problem. We have already calculated mean value, but अब हम directly इसकी mean value यहीं से भी calculate करेंगे. I would be using first of all sum product. Sum product of first column with sum product of second column. Right? Now divide आपने किससे करना है? Sum of F column. Okay. So this can be a shortcut to calculate mean value. Want to see what I have done here? मैं उसे टाइप कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे ताकि आप इसे देख सको कि एक्सेल में हमने किया क्या है. Just give me 1 minute and look at the formula that I have used.